What's up, guys? My name is Tyler, and for about the past 4 years or so, I've had an interest in bushcraft, and while that hasn't exactly been the hobby that has consumed my time the most, it I really just like it on the side every now and then to kind of escape into the outdoors, and I just really like the very like slow, comfortable pace mentality, if you will, of bushcraft. And I want to go through my just go out for a day kind of short term kit here. This isn't, like I said, this is not going to contain anything that it's really just anything long term by any means. There's not going to be a water purifier in here. There's not going to be any shelter options. It just crossed my mind, it'd be nice to actually have a water bottle in here, but aside from this pack right here, I usually just carry a Camelback water bottle with me anyway, so that would probably go with me in the woods. But let me just show you this pack right here. This is actually a Polish bread bag, and kind of an interesting story about this bag, and I will tell you the story. One of my favorite YouTube outdoor gear reviewers, let's see, what is his name? My mind went blank. Everyday Tactical Vids. Tim at Everyday Tactical Vids. He's been doing videos for about 6 years or so, and he had a video of his Bushcraft Day Kit, and pretty much what I have set up here, and it was of one of these Polish bread bags. He had just a small, like, stainless steel container, a knife, some fire starting, a slight, small, minor, med kit, just stuff like that. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I like that bag. That'd be pretty neat to have. Well, about 3 years ago, he posted a picture of something that he had in that kit. I think it was just like a Benchmade Bushcrafter or something like that. That's what he had in this kit whenever he made that video. And I was like, oh yeah, man, I wish, or not wish, excuse me, one of these days I'm going to get me one of those Polish bread bags that was in your Bushcraft Day Kit. And he's like, by the way, send me your address and I want to send you something. I'm like, okay. And little did I know, just in about 4 or so days, this Polish bread bag came in the mail, and it completely caught me by surprise. It really did. So that was such a stand-up thing, and very just a really cool thing for Tim to do. And what's really neat is we share some things other than liking the outdoors and just outdoor gear in general. So I really do think that was just a wink at that. So anyway, the Polish bread bag, and there's, it's got these little the strap that I put on here wasn't original to it. I had it from another bag. The other strap that came on here was not adjustable, and I really wanted one that was adjustable and you could remove if need be. So that's what I have on this pack. And right here is which is one of my favorite methods of closing a bag. I don't know what type of system this is or what it's called, but it's incredible, very, very easy to open and close. There's 2 of these slots here. They would probably, carry some Bic lighters, a couple of Bic lighters in these. Just use your imagination, whatever could fit in there. That would be very, very useful to have them, like, right here. My cutting tools that I have in this bag is I've got a good old LT Wright GNS. Let me tilt this up just a tad. Got a LT Wright GNS. I did not buy this one. I got it in on trade from someone on Facebook, from a knife trading group on Facebook. I think I traded I guess it's a natural finish Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and I realized that I really don't use my high value folders very aggressively because of their value. So I got rid of all my Benchmades and all my high value Spydercos and started carrying something more affordable. And I was like, you know what? I've wanted an LT Wright, and I have not regretted getting rid of that Spyderco, so I could have this work of art, if you will, because LT Wright are really known for their craftsmanship and their handmade knives, and just the quality blows me away. It's amazing, and absolutely love this one. The LT Wright GNS, the Go No Show in 01 tool steel. Scandy grind. It's got, I believe this is micarta scales. Do not quote me on that, but I think that is correct. But this thing is absolutely a dream to feather stick, to carve whittle curls, and again, just whenever I am just sitting by the fire, just whittling away, and it's very therapeutic, if you will, to use this knife. So I absolutely love my GNS, and also a ferro rod right here on the side of the sheath. This did not come with the knife. It was actually, I can't even remember what type of ferro rod this is, but I received it in trade along with another knife quite a few years ago, about 5 years ago, whenever I traded for another knife in an outdoor group. And the gentleman that I traded with, he just sent me just a small fire kit in an Altoids tin and sent me this fire still. I put some shot cord around it, and it fits perfectly in this little, slot, or whatever you want to call it, that little piece there. And my second cutting tool is just a redundant cutting tool, just in case if I have someone there with me, or if I just want to kind of change it up a bit. These are just so popular in the bushcraft and outdoor community. It's a Mora heavy duty companion. That's it's such a dream as well to whittle with this. It's Scandinavian grind, just like my LT Wright, but this knife compared to my LT is only about, I think, like $18-20, depending on where you find it. Sometimes even cheaper. And you get a sheath. The features on it are amazing, and you don't need an expensive handmade knife. It was my preference. I wanted one, but you don't need one. You could just get one of these Mora companions. Any Mora will do, if it just suits your interests, your preferences, and just, yeah, I had to put one in here because, one, it's very light, and just to have it in there, just as a backup, if you will. And my third cutting tool is a Fiskars, as I say it, yep, Fiskars folding saw. I got this at a local flea market for I think it was like $2 or $3, and I put this lanyard on here, and it's there's nothing real special about a folding saw. What is actually nice, and I have seen this in other videos where I really don't want to use the spine of my LT Wright knife, my GNS, to scrape a ferro rod. So what I would actually do is just use the spine of this folding saw here, and something else that's in my kit, which I will bring out later, but a Fiskars folding saw. And the next thing I have in my kit here is this right here. I think it's a West German grenade pouch. It's got 3 different compartments within here, but I got this at a local, it was a pawn shop. That's right, a local pawn shop, and it was just in the back where they sell a lot of tools, and it was all just, it was covered in dirt and just spider webs, and it was not very appealing. But I knew what it was, and I was like, hey, how much y'all want for this? And they're like, give us $1 for it. And I'm like, hey, I will take it. So just like the closing system, if you will, of this Polish bread bag, is this closing system on this bag is pretty similar, and I absolutely love it because the way it's made up is incredibly, like I said, simple, and there's some really very few moving parts that would actually break on it. If there's if you have a lot of moisture and it's freezing outside, there's nothing that's going to just bind up or break to where you can open and close your bag time and time again and it not be inoperable, if that's the right word. So, but in this little bag, and by the way, you can mount it on a belt. It does have like belt loops, if you will. You can put it on your person, but I just have it in this bag as is, just keeping things keeping things separate. So in the first compartment, I have a Rayovac indestructible line headlamp. This has got I believe 1, 2, yeah, just 2 modes, like a high and a low. And this thing, I got it just at a local Home Depot, and I paid full price for it. So this is actually one of the few things that I actually bought new. But if I'm ever needing to start a fire and I don't have a good light handy, I'll just put that on my head and be able to see what I'm doing. I believe that's the only flashlight I have in this kit. So otherwise, since I like knives and multi-tools and just gear in general, I'll have just a secondary flashlight with me. But since I'm not really going to be that picky while just spending a day, a few hours or so out in the woods just practicing skills, a headlamp would be necessary. Nothing else I would need anything else. So I've got a small, fine, I think it feels like ceramic stone sharpener, just to kind of hone a little bit of my LT Wright, and I got that at a local flea market. I got a second coarse sharpening stone about this size. It's close to about double the size of this, and I got them both for $3. So that was such an awesome score. Okay, on to the second compartment of this bag. I have a homemade ferro rod striker, and the striker part was made from a tap. I think that's what it's called, a screw tap, and it had been broken off. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to make just a makeshift backup ferro rod striker. And this handle here was from some I want to say boat arc pieces that I had just grabbed from the backyard and whittled, and did some burn marks to show me where the edge was on the striker. And anyway, thought I would throw that in there, and that'll act as a really good backup. And here I've got a Coughlin's fire steel, just another backup redundancy for starting fire. Like I said, I already have a fire steel on my LT Wright sheath, but you cannot have too many methods of starting fire. If for some reason this did turn into an emergency kit, it would be very, just very useful to have redundancy in fire. So it's got a striker and just a little bitty lanyard here with the ferro rod right there. So there's that. And here down in the same compartment, I've got a mini Bic lighter with a lot of people that have put together their kits, their EDC, their survival kits, whatever it may be, they almost always have a Bic lighter, and it's very smart because Bic lighters are very durable. They're very durable. They're incredibly small. They're very lightweight, and it's very. I mean, it's literally it's you're guaranteed fire for unless it malfunctions some way. But majority of the time, they're very reliable, and I mean it's just a no-brainer to carry something like this. A lot of people in the bushcraft and just bushcraft world are being like, no, you're cheating. You need to, create some feathers and get fluff up a bird's nest and strike that with a ferro rod to be legit. Not necessarily. A lot of people get caught up in that. I'm just like, yeah, I would rather be warm. I'd rather have water boiling to start a pot of coffee, just tea, whatever. And that's why I have my mini Bic in here. And the final piece right here in this middle compartment is just a little bitty tin that I found at the same flea market that I got sharpening stones from. And in this tin I have cotton ball, some pieces of shock cord, paracord, and pieces of rubber. This would definitely act, these little items definitely act as really good accelerant, if you will. Might not be the right word, but that's what I'm calling it whenever I'm needing to start a fire. And with all the rubber and different man-made materials in this container, it's not exactly the most eco-friendly way to start a fire, but that's if for some reason the tinder I've picked up is not working well. And because, again, I do not have the most the largest knowledge, if you will, about natural tinders, but if for some reason that isn't lighting, I will resort to this. On to the last compartment of this bag. I've got a Leatherman multi-tool, and in this right here, my choice was a Leatherman Super Tool 300. It's in the black, I think it's called the black oxide finish. And one of the reasons why I chose this multi-tool is it's incredibly robust. I mean, it's really heavy duty. And I got this at a local Walmart. It was on clearance, and they were selling it for half off, so I got it for $40. And with it being brand new, that was such a steal. Yeah, I love my Leathermans. I carry a wave on my on my belt regularly. And I try not to go places without it. So having this Super Tool 300 in this kit, there's just redundancy in cutting tools, a saw, an awl, just different small screwdrivers, a can opener, just all of the above. A lot of people know exactly what's in a multi-tool like this, and I just decided to include it. And right here, I don't have anything in this little bitty pouch, but recently, about a week or so ago, I got this at the same flea market I've referred to in the previous items, and this is just a small pouch that was issued in World War II. I got it from a gentleman that I've known for about 4 or 5 years, something like that, and he's definitely a really stand-up guy. He's been very, very genuine and really just spent a lot of time just talking to him about various things. And he was in the Navy during Vietnam, years of Vietnam, and he was he worked the catapult on the Ranger aircraft carrier. I don't know if that's USS or I don't know how that works, but on the aircraft carrier, the Ranger, and he got to shoot a lot of F-4 Phantoms off the deck and catapult them into the, right off the deck. So he's such a really nice man, and I just have this in here for just creating like a different kit. I don't know exactly what it would be. I've got my fire kit in this other bag here, but I've just got that in here just to, you know, have it there until I think of something different. So that does it. That is my Bushcraft Day Kit here in my Polish bread bag kit, and just like talking about this stuff, so thought I would share it. So hope y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.